first of all, I'm ridiculously grateful to have you here because you represent our customers. And I'm unbelievably lucky to have this team behind me. So, when things are going right around here, it's behind me. Things are going wrong, come see me, right? Lands on me. So, and I won't stop. Some of you know me. Some of you have worked in companies with me for years. I won't stop until it's right. And that's my guarantee to all of you, right? Unbelievable team. Technology is nothing really but people, right? This is code on a server somewhere in the cloud, but it's all created by people. It's a war of talent. And that talent has to be able to work with you, onboard you, learn from you, take your feedback, iterate, and get better. And that's what it takes for us to really do the things that I think a few people are going to talk about. There's these little cards around here. So as soon as we're done, this is going to only take a couple seconds, the team created a little map, but there's basically some stations here, and you can learn about some of the things that we do within those stations and talk to various people. So please do that when we're done here, and stay as long as you like. But I've asked a couple people, and I really kind of put them on the spot. I said, hey, you guys have been supporting us for years now, and you have invested with us. You've put your time in. You've brought your stores on. And I asked them a question. I go, why? Why'd you do that? Because it's a big commitment. We all know what a commitment that is to disrupt your operations and go through that process. It's challenging, right? But they came back with some really straightforward, quick answers. So I'm going to put a few people on the spot here, and you guys can just talk loud, but stand down here, stand wherever you go. I don't care. But the first person is actually a business partner of mine from another company that I've known for a long time. I have huge respect for, and he and I will actually be in, I think, this office over here, so we can talk about the things that he and I work on together, and it's Carlos Caslow. So Carlos, where are you? There he is.
God, this thing with Tenant Inc. is kind of an odd thing because Lance was starting the company, and it just turned out that my business partner, Scott Zucker, and myself, we had a lot of stuff. And as all things in self-storage, ultimately it's about stuff and putting it in various places. But we had, and almost all the stuff that we had was on pieces of paper because that's how we were thinking at the time. And what we did is we shipped all of this stuff to Tenant Inc. And then I started talking to people like Corey and Jacqueline and some of the people here who had all these questions about stuff. And eventually, one day, I'm on a call and I'm looking at a screenshot of the system. And there's that stuff now online, and it's actionable timeline, and that you can really do something with. And I was quite impressed with what we had done, but I realized that actually what we had were pieces of paper, and this group really brought it to life in a way that I think Scott and I could conceptualize, but we did not have that sort of secret sauce that Lance has in changing things and making them more useful. And I just think this entire idea that he keeps pushing along is that a lot of things, and especially the legal side of the business in my mind, are things that are repetitive. There's always going to be exit ramps that you're going to need because of a particular customer, but they set it up in a way that makes it so much more useful than the pieces of paper that we had started with. But now these letters can get out in a way that it gets out. You know where you are in terms of the delinquency process, which is primarily what we were trying to do. We also generated, the problem with self-storage is 51 jurisdictions, and that is because we've got 50 states, and we had to do rental agreements for every single one of those states, and those are all available now. They're embedded in the system, and again, I was impressed with what they got done, especially with the lien process, because that's one of the kind of repetitive tasks that has to be done right. So, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, right, guys. Repetitive task, like all our competitors will tell you, oh, we've got ways to manage remotely. They really don't have smoke and mirrors. The infrastructure to take something that sounds so simple and bring that to life is a pretty serious platform. And the remote management concept is really based in things that are repetitive in nature being made simple or being managed, and being managed from the cloud or multiple places, so that whether somebody's handling a delinquency or a move out or an auction process or whatever it may be, it's all within the system and it's repetitive. So I think there's a station that's going to talk about that. But Dane has been a supporter investor and extremely progressive. Why did you get involved in this?
Well, I think kind of funny story is I often just drop in, so to Skip, to get coffee over here or whatever.
That's every day.
To bug Lance, early in the day. So him and Brad were in there and they asked me that question, and I was just sitting down, and I said, the reason we supported this company and we've invested in this concept is because we want to be the best. I think I lasted like 30 seconds in the seat, and then they told me to leave, because I guess that was get them to leave me alone. But I thought it was going to be all this like really technical stuff, but I think everyone in this room is striving to be the best. That's why we're all operators. We don't come into this industry to be half-assed and just kind of to get by. I think it's everyone's dream here to be one of the top operators, not just in size, because I don't think that really dictates who the best is anymore. I think it's in how you operate your stores. Yeah. And I think the biggest, I think moving forward, because of Tenant, because of the idea, that I was kind of birthed out of Store Local, and Lance is kind of been the brainchild of, I see a future in this company with this technology where the only constraints on operators is our own hard work and our own ingenuity and vision in what we want to create. Yeah. Right now, like, our industry has been stunted by the tools that we have available. We've done everything we can with what we have, and I think everyone's done an awesome job. But I think there's a lot of opportunities ahead to completely change how this industry functions. And I think there's a lot of people in this room, when they're on this software, they're going to do things that I didn't even think of. And I'm going to be copying you, trust me. I'm going to be stealing everything that you figured out. I'm going to be incorporating it in my stores. But we don't have that capability now, and that was a big frustration for me, and I think for a lot of people here, and especially after 2008, scale was an issue, but also we just didn't have the tools that the big guys had. Nobody's put those tools in our hands. Nobody's really, asked us to join them in developing the best, tool for operating our business. But Tenant was founded on the belief of software for operators by operators. Yep. I think they showed that when they reached out to every one of us. They reached out to all the way down to our site staff and polled them and did surveys and figured out where the pain points were and what we needed. But I also think that they're creating a product where we could create things that we didn't even know we needed. And I think that's what's going to be really different about this software than what we've had in the past. We know what we're capable of with the software that exists today. I don't think we can push the limits a whole lot. But I think I think basically the sky's the limit, ahead on this software and what we can do. But, on top of that, I just want to, even though this isn't the question, but I just wanted to thank, I've gotten to be next door and see everyone here that's stuck it through since the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's been a tough ride. It was a tough ride for, I guess, everyone, but especially like for you guys. I mean, it's hard to join and when it's just an idea and be able to actually see the vision and be along for the whole ride. So everyone that's been here since the beginning and has joined us, I'm glad you guys are here. For the executive team, I mean, you guys have had to navigate like an insane recruiting environment, fundraising environment. We've had ups and downs, and but then I want to just thank everyone that also shared the vision with us too. I mean, we obviously believe in the vision of Tenant and believed in the vision of Store Local, and we thank you to everyone in here, because we didn't all come in at the same time. We all saw the same vision, and we knew that we were better together than we were apart. And because of that, like, you know, I'm sure like there's a ton of the best, you know, I'm sure there already are, but, you know, I think we're going to set new standards for this industry together. So just wanted to thank everyone.
Well, I was told when I came to this party that I had no responsibilities. So I'm not quite sure how I ended up standing up here speaking in front of everyone.
Sneha suggested it.
Thank you, Sneha. By the way, Sneha is outstanding, and let's get her. So I guess the way I would frame this whole conversation is just that how did we get involved in this? And, you know, we're developers, owner operators, but, you know, we have 4 stores right now, which is great. And so back in 2018, I want to say we had 3 stores, and we got these disparate systems and websites, and I'm realizing, hey, we need a brand. We need a technology solution going forward. What's that going to be? So somehow I connected with Bruce Heverly, and he gave me a demo of the what's now called the Mariposa website, which is, you know, what we're using today at our Hercules store, which has been around for a long time. But SiteLink shut that down at some point, you know, where it's like, hey, if you're on SiteLink, you can't use that website. So that's where Tenant Inc. was born, I think, is that we need a property management system. If we're going to get shut down by the big players on the PMS systems, we need to build our own. And so that's why this company is here. And so, you know, we were happy to get involved with that and to invest with that, because we wanted to have the best possible software, and to own our own data, you know, to own our own destiny. And it's just been a great ride. But I think apart from that, just the people, you know, that's what really attracted me at the time was, you know, just going and meeting the people involved with Store Local. This is a really great group of people. And I think what Tenant Inc. has done has just been amazing in the last, 3 years?
3 years.
About 3 years or so. Yeah, and so we just opened a store in Hercules about 3 or 4 months ago, running fully on Hummingbird, and it's going fine. It's going smooth. It's going great. The employees love it. Plus this store has all the Noki access control. The tenants love it. So we just couldn't be happier. And I remember being in this office, I don't know, when they first came in here, and it's like, wow, to see all these people here right now is just really exciting, and I'm really thankful to have all these, you know, friends here. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
All of these people behind us are your friends, and they're all vested with you, right? Everybody is vested in this company. You know, Ryan's quote was pretty simple. He just wants to make the most money, right? And we want to do that together, right? So that being said, the cleanup batter here, the guy that we'll probably have to pull the mic away from, AJ Osborne.
So I think the interesting thing about Tenant is this has been a long time coming. In fact, I view Tenant as just like the 3rd iteration of Lance's journey through this industry and software and technology. And I feel like the first couple times he did a good job, but he didn't quite hit it right. And with Tenant, he knocked it out of the park. I think he got everything that was needed and was wanted. And I can remember a long time ago, we'd been in the industry for a while. I did mergers and acquisitions, and I focused a lot on data analytics, turning businesses around, and we thought, we'll do the same thing in storage. We'll come up, we'll buy these businesses, right? We'll put them all together, we'll optimize it through business operations, and it seemed very, very simple. We got into the industry and realized, wow, it is not that simple. And this was in the early 2000s, and so not that simple. I mean, it was virtually impossible. And our frustration being in industries that was standardized was so, I think, real. And we talked about it a lot. And that's how I actually ran into Lance. And he was right there, and his understanding of the industry and what the industry needed and what was being held back, he could articulate very, very well. And he struggled trying to get all the right components in an industry that was really fighting against him and didn't want it. It was trying to push back. And you had operators in an industry that didn't understand his vision. He was literally just 2 years ahead. And when I look at data, when we look at technology, it all really comes together in 3 points. I think when I think of data and information, I think of AAA. So I need access, I need to analyze, then I need to apply. And in the storage industry, we were barred out from the first two, so we couldn't do the second two. I mean, I didn't have access, we had no tools to analyze, and then that meant we were prohibited to apply. And we viewed, when working with Lance, long time ago, he was trying to get us access. He was trying to break down barriers in an industry that was preventing access. Lacked the tools then to do anything with it. And finally, it just got to a point where I think he threw in the towel and said, we're going to do it ourselves, and we're going to do it the right way. If we can't access it, we're going to harvest it. And if we can't analyze it, we'll build tools that will allow us to analyze it. And then we will put it in the hands of storage operators so that they can apply it. And that's why we have been constantly giving Lance checks, and it seems to and we'll always continue to, because those three things aren't nice. They're essential to survive in this industry. And I don't think that storage operators have understood that until it was too late, and they're now waking up to that. And as of right now, Tenant is the only option in the storage industry to liberate our facilities and actually give us access to our businesses. And it has been decades in the making. This, we've seen in the last few years what's come, but this is something that Lance has been working on since I first met him a long time ago. So good job. And once again, though, you really just assembled a great team. So you guys
We're free to travel the room. Thank all of you that came up and spoke. Please.
Can I say something before we leave?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
But do me a favor and talk to the team while you're here, right? Most of you know them. Introduce yourself. There's some new names here. There's some new hires. We're growing rapidly. And by the way, for every person you see here, there's another 10. This is a pretty big team. This is just part of the US-based team, and it's not the whole US-based team. So anyway, I'm going to let Skip close it, and we're happy to have Skip. Right? Skip has made an amazing recovery from a very tough journey that a lot of you
Only
are
God,
aware of.
God had a plan. So, what I want to say about Lance is, first of all, he's the most eccentric person that I've ever met.
What does that mean?
You're eccentric just for asking.
But I can honestly say, if I'm in a foxhole, this is the guy I want next to me. Because he'll never cut and run, and he has everybody's best intentions at heart. And what he's built here is an unbelievable team. And I know I'm still emotional from the death experience that I had for 7 minutes or whatever.
I held his head underwater a little too long.
I truly believe that I always, jokingly call him, well, not even jokingly, but our fearless leader. And we couldn't have done it without this man right here.
That's right. Amen.
Here's your roadmap. You all have them. They're everywhere. Enjoy the evening, and thank you for coming.
Yay.